There are two types of business owners, those who are busy and those who want to be busy. Toast is designed for both, with tools to keep you humming and help turn grind into growth. That's how you turn busy into business. Toast, built for busy.
Good Thursday morning. Welcome into the Morning Roast on Maine Sports Leader 92.9 The Ticket. Show presented by Next Home. They're the market leader. Get looped and get sold with the Next Home experience. We're broadcasting from the Greenway Equipment Studios, your locally owned John Deere dealer. See the Smith Brothers in Bangor and Ellsworth, because nothing runs like a Deere. And Bangor Window Shade and Drapery, offering custom blinds, shades, drapes, outdoor awnings. Bangor Window Shade, 105 Main Street in Bangor. Brian Sullivan, Tyler Krusz, Marqus Cesar here on this Thursday morning. What a game it was last night. Tyler, how are you?
Doing well. I'm glad that we played NBA Finals sound, because the game that happened earlier in the afternoon was just not worth it.
Exactly. That might have been that will go down forever as perhaps, at least for New York, one of the greatest NBA Finals, maybe not games, but collapses or comebacks. It is the greatest comeback in NBA history, the most points to have them come back from. The Knicks are victorious. Can't believe it, 107-106. Marcus, how are you?
I'm doing great. And, just to touch on the Red Sox very quickly.
We get the Red Sox, of course.
Of course. Durbin, he's no longer a boy, right? Like, he's a man. He hit 2 home runs yesterday.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. It did not matter.
It did not, but
yeah.
I don't know if that's it. Everybody has their moments.
Yeah, sure. Nothing like a couple of big knocks and you're down 7-1, it makes you feel
Chris Paul hits a 3,
Sure, yeah. So, there's a lot of stuff. Like, I'll come in this morning. There is a lot of stuff to get to, but first and foremost, that NBA game last night, Spurs in command.
Yeah, they couldn't miss in the first half. I mean, they were up. They almost had 60 points with like 8 minutes to go in the half. They were on fire,
and then they just kept on launching them. And even in the third, up 29 points at one point, and the Knicks just kept on chipping away. Cut it to 15, and in the end, came back and got a win in front of all those famous folk. Just one of those nights that's like, okay, this was worthy of staying up for this. I'm okay to be tired this morning, because I will remember this one for a long time.
It was a fun game, and this has been a really fun series. We talked yesterday about how the Knicks are, they're a New York team, so we're rooting against them, but you don't hate them as much as you hated the Yankees of the past, or like the New York teams of the past. There's a lot of likable things about this Knicks group.
They're really, hard to say it. There are, I guess, but I think it's just because you love like Big Ten basketball so much, or Big East basketball so much, that you like all those Villanova
guys. Yeah, I guess I do like. I have a soft spot for Steph Castle being a UConn guy though, or a Dan. He like embodies Dan Hurley. Okay. It's a really fun series. No, I do think the way they play reminds you of the 24 Celtics a little bit. Like, there are times where it doesn't really matter who gets the shot. They, like Jordan Clarkson hit a couple of big shots. I'm pretty sure he played on the Lakers like with Kobe. Like, he's been around for a while. It's a fun brand of basketball to watch this series. It's not like the Spurs Thunder, where it was like, just get this off my TV. Like, this is it's fun. It's a heavyweight battle. I think the Spurs have had double-digit leads in every game. The Knicks have been able to chop them away. Like, they're a fun group to watch. They're a little spunky.
Yeah, it's been something to behold, just that the differences of the two squads. I looked at that last night and I thought, like, wow, this is something the Celtics would have done if they're the Spurs, is to just be so hot from 3, stick to the 3, and then not be able to adjust and let the Knicks crawl back into it. This reminds me of, that was vintage Celtics last night, right there.
Yeah. Vintage 2024 through 26 Celtics, yeah.
Just high flying in the first half. So, oh my goodness, what are we going to have for dinner tonight? Where are we going? Do we have to get on the plane? And then the Knicks just chip away. But it's also, I mentioned it, I think not with you, but with these guys, this Spurs team is so young. And
they're the youngest NBA Finals team, I think, ever. And
the Knicks are just a bunch of veterans that have, not been to the top of the mountain, have been through it. And I thought that showed through last night.
Yeah, and I still wouldn't count the Spurs out, just because I don't know what it is about the Knicks, but games 1 through 4, they haven't been ready at tip-off. I think the Spurs have had double-digit leads in almost every first quarter.
It's and then the Knicks just kind of hang in there and go through it. But so we'll have a little bit. We'll hear from Chuck and the crew about last night's game. Also get into some Red Sox stuff as well as we roll through here. We got Tyler's tickets. We got Larry joining us in the 7 o'clock hour. So yeah, let's get to those headlines and highlights here. But first, I want to tell you, available when ordering McDelivery through Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Grubhub. 2 sausage McMuffins with eggs, 2 hotcakes, 4 hash browns, 4 small hot coffees, all for just $19.99. This bundle deals over 40% off and for a limited time. Order at your local family-owned McDonald's on Maine and Union Streets in Bangor and Wilson Street in Brewer. Let's do it there, Marcus. All right, stick with that NBA for now. We'll go. Here's Sir Charles talking about the Spurs and what they did and did not do.
It reminded me of when I worked men's league basketball, and when a team is up by a lot and everybody just kind of stops playing basketball and they just like dribble it down and try and see how far they can make a shot from. It's not really half court ball, but it just felt like the Spurs thought they had it in the bag. So they were just lollygagging around, jacking up threes, trying to see anything they could do on the court that would look cool, and it completely collapsed. It literally felt like a game of rec basketball that I was watching where one team had the lead and just kind of mailed it in.
Yeah, me when I'm playing 2K, just letting the game get away from me.
So in watching it, are you happy for the Knicks? Because it feels to me it's like all those fancy celebrities getting so excited. It's cool to watch, but I can't get on board with this Knicks team. I'm sorry. I know that you kind of enjoy them. I just can't. It's great to watch, but it's just like it's a bunch of celebrities having a moment, and it's like,
I wouldn't say I'm rooting for the Knicks. I turn the finals on, and it's a good watch. I'm like, this is good. I enjoy watching this basketball. I enjoy watching whoever wins. It is a good watch. I'm enjoying this a lot. Yeah. And it's a 29-point comeback. You see the crowd going crazy. It's hard to be like, wow, this stinks. I'm not out there hate watching the Knicks like I would hate watch New York teams of the past. There's just not that burning level of fire there. I'm not saying I'm a Knicks fan. I would love for the Spurs to win this one, but it is, I'm watching it. I'm like, this is enjoyable. This is good basketball. This is fun.
No, for sure. And I understand that, but you're also maybe about to be 1 degree of separation away from a ring, right? Yeah. So, that's something, right?
So there you go. It's funny, too. Celebrities get excited about basketball games like us, too. And there certainly was a lot of them there last night. Real quickly, before we get to Tyler's tickets, which I assume the Red Sox will be the recipients of, they did lose yesterday, 7-5, the final score. A feisty loss, right?
A 3-run homer for Rafaela. They brought it within 1. These fake comebacks are, it's fun, but it's getting a little annoying because they haven't had one, they've made it close in so many of these games, but they are 0 for whatever when they trail by 3.
Give me number 3 here. Here's Chad Tracy. This is if you are a Twitter X subscriber still, every now and then, or if you're on Red Sox Twitter, some of the stats, I think you hit on it before, Tyler, that people have unearthed are unworldly. Like you said, I think Red Sox have been down 3 runs 34 times this season.
They haven't won once.
And they have not come back once. They have no firepower. They have no offensive firepower. And today's a day where maybe if something's going to happen, you're off, you're coming home. You're at this point, you're just waiting for the notification from ESPN, for Jeff Passan, whoever, that X happened. Somebody's fired. Somebody's traded. That's what's going to give. We'll see. But at this point, I don't know. I don't know if this is it, but I think we're very near rock bottom.
It's tough. They scored 5 runs and we're like, is this rock bottom? Earlier in the season, we'd take that in a heartbeat.
What was this? What was this record they set yesterday? Their first 3 batters,
their top 3 batters
with 9 strikeouts.
Yep. So Durant, 3 strikeouts. Rafaela, 3 strikeouts. Abreu, 3 strikeouts. Their first 3 times up to the plate. First time since 1901. It made Drew Rasmussen look like Cy Young or, one of those old guys with the funny names. I'm blanking on him right now.
Yeah. So that's your Boston Red Sox in a nutshell. All right, we'll get to Tyler's tickets, but first I want to tell you Madden Generator Services with expert installation, dependable maintenance, and a free 7-year warranty on new Generac installs. They'll keep your home in the game. 951-4668. Madden Generator Services, power you can count on. And start your morning at Gosselin's Bakery, 334 Harlow Street in Bangor. Grab a breakfast sandwich on an English muffin or croissant, plus legendary donuts and pastries made since 1945. Or visit the new Gosselin's Bakery and Deli next to Hannaford in Brewer. All right, back with Tyler's tickets next. The DQ $7 chicken strip meal deal has it all. 100% white meat, seasoned chicken strips, full-size fries, a drink, and a DQ Sundae, all for just $7. Now you can get it with the new honey sriracha dip, 613 Stillwater Avenue in Old Town. All right, Tyler, what do you got for us this morning?
All right, so a little Garrett Crochet update that the Red Sox have kind of botched, but you know who's surprised here. Garrett Crochet has told the Boston Globe that his lat strain, I didn't even know he had a lat strain, I thought it was lat tightness, is a lot worse than we thought, and he has no idea when he might get cleared to throw. So that was the news that came yesterday. And there's a reporter, Christopher Smith, that was, a little surprised about that. So he asked Chad Tracy, hey, any update on Garrett Crochet, And he said, nope, he's progressing, but there's no updates. So then he was like, that's odd, because Crochet told the Globe it's a lot worse than I thought. And then he texted Breslow. Breslow said, my responding is that Crochet continues to make good progress with the lat strain. So then I asked, there's nothing new in terms of severity, and he replied, correct. So we're getting two conflicting reports, one out of Garrett Crochet's mouth, one out of the Red Sox mouth. And the same thing happened with Roman Anthony's finger. Crochet's on the 60-day DIL? He might not pitch for the rest of the year. We might not see him for the rest of the year. And then Braden Montgomery's out hitting walk-off home runs. But I still think we won the Crochet trade. And then another one, Jake Bennett yesterday. Yesterday's starting pitcher for the Boston Red Sox knew they were going to need him to start a game during this Rays series. This wasn't news that Jake Bennett was going to have to pitch this series. He didn't get to Tampa until yesterday. I don't know why. I don't know who screwed that up, but, maybe Breslow meant to call him in a couple days earlier, but it got lost in translation since supposedly he doesn't speak English anymore and needs a translator. But, how are you? These are simple things. These are simple baseball operation, things that the Red Sox can't seem to handle, that they're too dysfunctional to handle injury reporting, honest injury reporting, and timely injury reporting. They're too dumb and disorganized to handle calling guys up when you have pitchers on the IL and you have guys that need to make starts that are in Worcester right now. I just don't, they're failing in ways we have never seen a baseball operation fail. And I brought this up yesterday, 2022 and 2023, they came in last place. But we were being told, just wait, we got a couple of years, just wait, we got a couple of years. It felt okay. It felt like we were taking the crap now because we were in for it later, in a good way. And now it doesn't, you don't really have a farm system anymore. You've got Arias in Portland, but you got $100 million tied up between Bayo and Christian Campbell and guys that are in Worcester that they're not prospects that people are dying to have on their team. You don't have a top farm system like you used to a couple years ago to make us feel like your product on the field was at least okay, at least livable for now. This just feels dark and gloomy. It really does. And they keep just failing at stupid little things that they should be able to do that a normal MLB GM and MLB operation would be able to do with their eyes closed.
Seems like the peak of dysfunction. It really does. And you're right. We were told wait till 2025, wait till Marcel Meyer gets here, and then Roman Anthony kind of usurped him and took over, and wait for them both to get here. Now they're both here, and okay, look at this. And to add, I guess, injury to insult, and even more injury, there's some reporting that the driveline guys had Roman Anthony continuing to hack with the bat when he needed to kind of let that finger rest, and he's still in there just doing the driveline swings, and now we don't know when he's going to be back.
Yeah.
So it just seems like the whole operation doesn't run the way that it should. And you're right, the little things that I don't know if it's because Alex Cora had been through it and knew that, hey, we're going to need Alex Cora or Andrew Bailey. Where are you in all this? If you know that Jake Bennett needs to go on Wednesday, well then who tells Jake Bennett that Jake Bennett needs to be here, from Worcester, come with us? Or, but also maybe the stuff we don't know, that he needed to get some work in, and if you're flying to Florida, whether you fly with us or fly on your own, doesn't matter. Maybe there's a method to their madness, but it does just seem like it is completely like kids are in charge. Or,
it really does.
People that just have there's not an adult in the room, and the adult in the room, it's like there's a new trailer for The Social Reckoning. Mark Zuckerberg, did you see that drop online yesterday?
Yeah, with Jeremy Allen White or whatever.
Yeah, and it's like almost that level of just sort of disconnect where you talk in a certain way, you act in a certain way that we just don't quite, as people that follow sports, watch sports, or the people that play it. What are you talking about? What are we doing here?
What words are you using?
Yeah.
And it's, you bring up the drive line thing, like Caleb Durbin, 2 home runs yesterday. He went to Sonny O'Sullivan's batting cage in Waltham, and that's where he's getting it. Like, he's not going to drive line. It's just, it's tough to be a Red Sox fan right now. We talked about the Knicks and how they're likable. Like, they're more likable than this Red Sox team.
I just don't even know where you go from here. What is are there 2 moves? Is there a subtraction or addition that you can make to find your way through it? I'm sure that there is. I'm sure that you could make a trade, get somebody from the Sacramento A's who hits the ball out of the ballpark, but you also need health. You're not going anywhere without Garrett Crochet and Roman Anthony. And so
is there a trade you can do to make this team a contender? You're a couple games out of the wild card, right? Like, look at the AL. The 3rd wild card spot is under 500. There are 8 teams between the Red Sox and that 3rd wild card spot. You're not going to jump over those 8 teams. Like, it's time to mail it in. They're not going to admit it because they need the gate, but it's time to mail it in.
At a certain point, and you're probably right about the gate being the most important thing, but based on what you've just said about the trade and what you've done to deplete the farm system, we're not even to 4th of July yet. We're not even really close to it, but I mean, you probably, for the greater good, and even if you're not going to move off from Breslow, which is a bunch of reports out there saying they're not moving off Breslow, which you don't want to go back through it. You would, hey, last time we did this and 12 people told us no before we got to him. Okay, we're going to see this. Already, there's people saying that the owners are calling about trades, are trying to harvest a big bat from another team, like not Breslow, like Theo or probably not John Henry, but like Theo is making calls, going over Craig Breslow's head to try and expedite the process. Or like, hey,
people probably hang up when they see Breslow's number.
Sure, and so if you aren't going to move off him, embolden him and say, listen, we're not getting rid of you, but you're right. They call about Aroldis Chapman. Let's consider that. Let's restock the farm system, and you know what? Even if you make a run, yeah, Aroldis Chapman's been really good, but he's just something that you could let someone else try and close it. You know what I mean? You could if the unthinkable happens, but I think you need to, if you're not moving off Breslow, I know we all probably want that. Maybe there's some fans of Breslow out there, but if you're not moving off him, say, hey.
If you're a fan of Breslow, by the way, call the show and let us know. I don't think we have anybody fans of Breslow out there.
Well, I mean, a couple years ago, he's the one that signed Chapman. He's the one that, what else did he do? I mean, he pulled off the Crochet
trade. Chapman and Crochet, but like other than that, he's been a mess.
Sure.
He's failed at both deadlines. But I also think like when you make a trade, it's got to be a sale. Like if I want to make a deal with you, you have to feel like you're getting something out of it. You can't feel like you're getting screwed. Like Breslow wants to win every trade and make everyone else feel like they're getting screwed. Like you can't go to a deal, take the other guy's wallet, shake his hand and say pleasure doing business with you. Like that's not how the trade business works. He tries to get $1.50 on the dollar for Jarren Duran for 2024 Jarren Duran in 2026. Like it just, they don't understand how to make those deals. It just doesn't work. The only person they make a deal with is Chaim Bloom.
What I worry about is Craig Breslow GMing for his job and taking on Mike Trout's contract and giving up whatever else. I think now's the time to restock the farm system and sort of play it for the long game. And like, let's get a couple of guys, someone who bats on the right-handed side might come up. Granted, last thing we need is more prospects that are going to be killing it in Portland. Great for the gate down there at Hadlock, but I think he needs to be making moves, if he is making moves on behalf of the Red Sox, that are for the long-term good, not taking on $50 million for some guy who's going to hit home runs from August on for a team that's, like you just said, has no chance of overtaking the other 8 teams for the last wild card.
And last year, I completely disagree, and I'd say go get that right-handed bat because, you needed that to push you over the edge last year. There's no getting you over the edge this year. You need to look forward to the future because Mike Trout isn't going to save this year. You go trade for Mike Trout last year, that makes a huge difference on that team. Like this year, I'm sick of hearing like let's get some guys for the future, but let's kind of punt on this year and go for the next seasons. And if you're right, if Breslow he's not extended, he had a 3-year deal. If he's coaching for his job or GMing for his job, he's going to make a trade that is going to screw us down the line and look at it and say, see, I told you this team was working.
It's an interesting spot to be in, isn't it? It really is. Like I keep waiting for what's the move? What are you going to do? Because both things can be true. Is there an exchange of bad contracts where we send out Yoshida and get back essentially a version of him, but he's right-handed and plays somewhere else? I don't know. Like some something that sort of just changes what you've got, and you get off of Yoshido. Maybe that's enough.
Yeah, you just get a different version of him whose name is like Teoscar Hernandez or
yeah,
something
that
like
would be awesome. Like, hey, the Dodgers, you mind? Maybe they're a little jet lagged. Or you call them early or something like that. All right, we'll do a quick commercial break here. Uno Pizzeria and Grill. Celebrate Dad this Father's Day at Uno, Stillwater Avenue in Bangor. Enjoy a free dessert with the purchase of any limited time offer entree, including bourbon barbecue wings, whiskey wagyu barbecue burger, hot buttered lobster roll, lobster and shrimp scampi, the 16-ounce Stockyard T-bone. Plus, from 2 to 5, enjoy the live music with Brooke and Haley. Treat Dad to great food, great music, and a great day at Uno's in Bangor. The 2026 Ticket Awards, third annual, coming up June 22nd. They're going to be at Hero Sports Grill in downtown Bangor. The event will be broadcast live on Ticket TV at 929theticket.com and on the Ticket app. 35 categories of excellence for all the 25-26 sports season. Voting is underway now. Cast your votes for your favorite school at 929theticket.com. Every day, the categories of excellence climbs. You guys just achieve things. I go to bed and Ticket TV happens, and look at that. Something excellent just occurred. Make it a category.
More and more, baby.
Go. Best Ticket TV setup. I'm voting for Marcus at Orno on May 3rd.
That was a harrowing day.
He was a wizard that day.
I know I can't accept any of those. I'm usually like, you guys good? I rolled up a couple wires. I'm out of here. I got to ride.
Hey, you roll them wires up real good.
Yeah. Okay, World Cup begins today. Mexico is the first game, 3 o'clock this afternoon on Fox. USA opens up tomorrow night at 9. Don't love it. I get it. It's for the greater good. It's Friday. It's West Coast, so everybody, it's 6 o'clock for them, 9 o'clock for us. You know, it's going to take 2 hours to watch the game. But you feeling it at all?
I am. It's exciting. It's exciting seeing I love going on social media and seeing the videos and the stuff from the European travelers that are like, oh my God, Waffle House and like NBA Finals at Chili's. It's really cool watching them experience all this stuff for the first time. Like if I were to go to, I don't know, Italy, I'd be like, let me sit near the water and get some seafood, you know, like make me a fresh pasta or something like that. And people are like, Waffle House, you know, like that's where I'm going.
Well,
take me to the nines.
Just yeah, exactly.
I wonder, like, if you're like a Scottish traveler, you walk into like downtown, like Marlborough, and you're like, "Where am I going?" And they're like, "Oh, you got the nines over there." Like, it's going to be very funny. Yeah, it's cool that we're hosting it, and I'd like to bet on it, but I bet you our guy in Seal Cove might have a few bets for us if we call his name. I don't know.
Carl, if you're following the World Cup, feel free to let us know. I asked my buddy. One of the producers over at ABI, Damian Gordon, big soccer guy. He told me France. He said France is going to win it this year. So there you go. That's as insider knowledge as I got. ESPN's got an article up right now giving you a path as to how the USA could win it. You know, probably far flung, but they cancel out a few teams if you want to read through and make a prediction that way. I just can't wait to watch it happen. I hope that it goes smoothly for Gillette. You've heard some things about, you know, it's renamed Boston Stadium, and the Boston and New York are one of the two locations that have ramped up the cost of the train to get there.
Yeah.
Everyone else, like Atlanta's keeping it.
And they're not even playing in Boston or New York. They're playing in New Jersey and in Foxborough.
So I hope it goes smoothly. We'll see. I have, just from the news side of things, called around like, hey, heard from any World Cup travelers that they're coming here as well? Because I would think if I'm from Scotland and I've got a game in Foxborough on Saturday, and then I play again on Friday. Okay, I might go to Cape Cod.
Yeah.
I might go to Bar Harbor.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
If I'm traveling all the way from Scotland, the last thing I want to do is ride 7 hours from Boston to Bar Harbor. But you might spend 7 hours on the bridge to Cape Cod anyways.
Yeah, that's
especially
true.
in June.
One bridge this year as well. So we'll see. But it all does begin this afternoon at 3 o'clock, Mexico playing one of several sites. The first game at Gillette is Saturday night. The USA plays Paraguay out at SoFi. That is tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. So we'll see how it all plays out. I hope it's smooth. I know security certainly be stepped up, and we'll see how USA can do, because it's just one of those spots where, you know, I was really excited. For some reason, I had my wires crossed. I thought that that USA was going to open up Saturday afternoon or something like that. I would have loved to. Maybe we'll consider it, but this is a good one.
It's a Friday.
It's a Friday.
You don't got work tomorrow.
But I mean, for like my kids,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And like this is a spot where, you know, the soccer players of tomorrow, get on board with what's going on, you know, because they see it today.
I'm excited to see how, you know, like we're all going to be exposed to just how crazy European soccer fans are. Like we see people at NFL games, like with the Raiders fans and their face painted, but like that's like every country for their soccer team during the World Cup.
Bunch of Scottish people with Waffle House coursing through them. Look out. All right, back with more right after this. But first, I want to tell you about football coming back. It's time to pack the stands at Alphon Stadium. Cheer on Maine football. Don't miss the excitement, the tradition, Black Bear Pride all season long. Season tickets available now, on sale. Give you the best value, best seats for every home game. Visit goblackbears.com/tickets today and secure your tickets. Go Blue. Morning Roast brought to you by Hero Sports Grill and Entertainment Center, official sports grill of the roast, and the place to be in downtown Bangor and at herosportsgrill.com. And Bangor Mall Cinemas, Greater Bangor's favorite hometown theater for over 40 years. Bangor Mall Cinemas features luxury recliners, an upgraded food menu, find showtimes, and reserve your seat at yourneighborhoodtheater.com. You got the big Spielberg Alien movie coming out tomorrow, maybe even tonight. And then, of course, Toy Story 5 comes out next week.
I got to see the fourth. I don't think I've seen that yet. I saw the third when it came out like 10 years later down the line. That was good.
4, I don't think is as good as 1, 2, and 3, but all the reviews for 5 say it's knock your socks off.
Really?
Yep.
All right. And I got to watch 4 then.
Also going on right now, Patriots OTAs. We've got, we're still waiting on Gabe Yakis. Yakis?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. He's a second round pick. I know you guys hit on it yesterday probably, but what's going on with this guy? You know, who it's from the sounds of it, his agent is wanting X, Y, and Z, but I guess I just figured you pick 55th. We'll take what the guy who was picked 55th last year made, and then we'll account for 3.5% inflation and whatever else, the deal went up. I just thought it was slotted.
Look, you're a rookie. Like, you do good, we'll give you some more money in year 2. Like, calm down a little bit.
Well, I don't even think that. I think it's just like you're a second round pick. You're 55th. You got a 4-year contract, and you make X amount of money. It's all slotted,
and that's it. What are you arguing for? Also, like, they're going to win the Super Bowl this year, dude. Like, get in or get out. Like, they are. Have you heard the reports? Like, A.J. Brown and Drake May, they're like 11 for 11 with each other. Like, they are just absolutely going off. Like, I mean, you're either in or you're out. Like, hop on the wagon or get off. We can make room for another free agent who is just as good as a rookie 55th pick. Like, I don't know. Figure it out. What position does he even play?
I'm going to remember that when Myles Garrett just storms through Will Campbell in the Super Bowl. That's great.
I mean,
or Aaron Donald.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. You also got to be healthy, right? So here's, speaking of that, here is Kevin Byard talking about that connection between Drake May and A.J. Brown.
I've heard 2 reports coming out of mandatory minicamp. 1, that Drake May and A.J. Brown are flourishing, and 2, that Drake May is like taking a tremendous step in. Think about it. This is his first year with a repeat offensive coordinator. You know, like McDaniels was a brand new OC. He's finally working in the same system for the second straight year, and he's from all the reports, him and McDaniels are really flourishing and doing really well.
Well, let's hear more from the man himself. It is exactly what you said. There's a first year where he'll have the second crack with the same guy coaching the offense, and by all accounts, the McDaniels offense pretty complicated. And May was able to figure it out last year. Now you got a veteran coming in A.J. Brown, who was here since day one, the first day he could be. And, you got to figure the Yaka stuff will work itself out eventually. He's going to get under contract. He'll get in there. Maybe he's a little bit behind, but, we'll worry about that then. But it is intriguing to think that if Drake May was that good last year, now you gave him more weapons. You gave him a little more protection in terms of a fullback, and they're going to try and run the ball and try to be like,
drafted a new lineman, Caleb Lomo,
play action team, go sign Elijah Vera Tucker. Like they were good last year. The schedule's going to be really hard. We'll see, but if I'm somebody else and I see the Patriots on the schedule, I think, geez, that's a lot to deal with.
Look, this is exactly what you do with young talent. Like you had Drake May runner-up in MVP voting last year. He was, and what we saw from him as a rookie, we saw very good things. So Mike Vrabel came in, Elliott Wolf was there. Mike Vrabel forgetting the other guy, but they were able to build a little bit around him last year by bringing in Stephon Diggs, bringing in Mac Hollins, drafting Caleb Williams, and now this year they were like, look, we've got something, we need to support it. We need to support that infrastructure, and they did, and it's just the blueprint for what you do when you have a stud quarterback on a rookie contract. You have the flexibility money-wise. You go out, you bring him A.J. Brown, you make him happy. You protect him, you keep him healthy. You boost the defense a little bit, you make it so he doesn't have to do as much. It's the blueprint. I'm very excited for how they are maximizing Drake May's potential with their roster moves.
All right, quick commercial break. This day in history coming up right after this. Don't go away. 1949, Frank Beard, rock drummer, ZZ Top.
You going to that show?
It's a Labor Day Sunday. I'd consider it,
Yeah.
That's a good one to go check out. ZZ Top, right?
And Thorogood, yeah. I got tickets for my birthday.
Yeah, that's one worth considering, especially kind of a farewell to summer, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's one I'll have to think about attending. Let's see, this day, 1776, the Continental Congress appoints a committee to draft a Declaration of Independence. Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, Ben Franklin, Roger Sherman, Robert R. Livingston as members. You don't hear much about Rod Sherman.
No.
Oh, not Livingston either. The other guys just glory.
Hear a lot about
Richard
Richard Sherman, Roger Sherman, not really.
Yeah. 1962, brothers John and Clarence Anglin and fellow inmate Frank Morris escaped from Alcatraz Island prison, the only ones to ever do so. Good movie on with Clint Eastwood, Escape from Alcatraz. 93, Jurassic Park, adapted from the bestseller by Michael Crichton, directed by Steven Spielberg, opens and sets a box office weekend record. That changed everything, right? You're like, wow, is that dinosaur real?
At that point, I was -5. So yeah, changed everything. My whole world blown upside down.
It was something to behold. It was the kind of advent of, like, back then you'd have specials of, like in Forrest Gump, where they're like, this is how we make Gary Sinise have no legs. It's called green screen. Like, wow, my God, you're mystifying
like those extras when you get the Blu-ray, like the full set.
Yeah,
I mean, all the features.
They was dazzling what was going on, and then they just everything, Jumanji and all these special effects driven movies, and Independence Day, things like that. Let's see, birthdays today: Vince Lombardi, born in 1913; Gene Wilder, born in 1933; Joe Montana, born in 56; Peter Dinklage in 69; Diana Taurasi in 82; and Brock Holt, born this day, 1988. Holidays today: it is Corn on the Cob Day.
I like it. Yeah. Is it in season yet? Is it really? Is it like peak corn season? I feel like you got to wait for like July, August.
Not my area of expertise.
This holiday's a little early.
We actually had some corn on the cob.
Was it good? Sweet enough?
Yeah, it was good.
Nice.
It's CNA Day, so there you go. Let's see. It's German Chocolate Cake Day. Okay. And it's Say Hi Day. So there you go. Celebrate accordingly and say hello to some people. 7 a.m. hour is next. Good Thursday morning. Welcome into the 7 a.m. hour of the Morning Roast on Maine Sports Leader 92.9 The Ticket, broadcasting from the Greenway Equipment Studios, your locally owned John Deere dealer. See the Smith Brothers in Bangor and Ellsworth, because nothing runs like a deer. Fat Panda Boba Tea and Market on Harlow Street in Bangor, next to Goslin's Bakery. Sip fresh boba, explore snacks, ramen, and their tasty Jamaican patties. Also visit their brewer location, Wilson Street, next to Hannaford. And Next Home, they're the market leader. Get looped and get sold with the Next Home experience. Brian Sullivan, Tyler Krusz, Marqus Cesar here on this Thursday. Tyler, how you holding up?
Doing well. It is, it was a great game last night. I'm very shocked that the Knicks were able to pull that off and that the Spurs kind of choked that away. But it's been a fun series. It's been a really fun NBA Finals to watch.
Marcus, how are you?
I'm doing great. And Tyler, you said it last hour, youngest team in NBA Finals history, right? The Spurs just arrived a little too early. Right?
You'd think that, but if you were to watch just the first half of games 1 through 4, you'd be like, they're the best team. They have had a double-digit lead, I think, pretty sure in every single game.
And sadly, they had to play a second half.
Yeah, the Knicks have not come out right, and the Spurs have not finished right.
Yeah, history set last night. The largest lead overcome in the history of the NBA Finals, 29 points, the lead for San Antonio at one point. And in the end, you heard it there, OG Anunoby, a tip in with 1.7 seconds left, and they hang on, and the Knicks take a 3-1 series lead. Is that the best you've ever seen last night?
Yeah, it was a great finals game. Best I've ever seen was when the Celtics erased the 20-something point lead to the Lakers the year they won. But yeah, that was close.
I like Derek White's tip in more, but
yeah, I'm sure you did. Yeah. I'm sure you like Game 7 a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit more as a Heat fan.
Like
but
10 times better, yeah.
It was something to behold, especially with all those famous faces, flanking the court, and then to see the Knicks just charge back. And the Spurs, I said it last hour, reminded me of some vintage Celtics fall-aparts where you just kind of stick with the three and, you're so hot in the first half and then stay the course and just allow the other team to inch their way back into it.
They're like, oh, we're up 29, it's cool. We're up 20, it's fine. We're up 15, it's fine. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh no, we haven't tried for a whole quarter.
You think that's it?
The effort? Oh
no. Do you think that's it?
No,
you think-
I think the Spurs will win again, and I think they might even. I think this still goes 7. I do think that everything, like, these games have been very good. The Knicks have had to come back basically in every game. Maybe not this dramatically or this late, but I do think the Spurs are still, you look at the rosters, like the harder team to beat, they've just kind of collapsed in a few of the games. They had a 14-point lead and late in game 1, collapsed that. I think they've done what it takes to win early, and they've blown it late, but I do think they can put it together. You saw them put it together in the last game when they were down 2-0. I think they make it 3-2. You go back to New York, they've shot pretty well there, at least for 3 halves, and then it'll go back to San Antonio for Game 7, and then who knows from there.
It is certainly something to behold, and then no rest for the wicked as you get the Stanley Cup final going tonight as well. The World Cup begins. So
that's been very good as well. We haven't talked about the Stanley Cup. I mean, you can't look away. You're going to miss 5 goals.
You cannot look away in that Stanley Cup. It's been so good, and if anything, we've been treated to, even though they're not our teams, we've been treated to some. It's so good. The finals for both sports have been excellent the last week and a half.
It's been great because our team does kind of stink right now.
Exactly. Yeah, they do.
The one team playing.
The Red Sox. We'll get into that as well. We'll do some headlines and highlights here. Marqus, available when ordering McDelivery through Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Grubhub. 2 sausage McMuffins with egg, 2 hot cakes, 4 hash browns, 4 small hot coffees, all for just $19.99. The bundle deal is over 40% off, and for a limited time, order at your local family-owned McDonald's on Main Street and Union Street in Bangor and Wilson Street in Brewer. Let's do it there, Marcus. Tyler alluded to it. Red Sox now 27-39. They are 12 games under 500 in June for the first time since 1997. I think, to put that in context, Titanic was in theaters when that happened, right? So maybe it's whatever, 1997. That's a long way to go. They set a record yesterday. Their top 3 batters, who was it? Duran, Rafaela,
and Abreu.
First 3 times up, all 3. What'd they do?
Struck out 3 times.
0 for 9. That's a Major League Baseball record.
Those 3 ruined our Sox prop.
There you go, single-handedly. Cheers, Chad Tracy, talking about what's going on with the team right now. Talk to me about what's going on here.
It's a roster that isn't good enough, and they are struggling. It's right now it's a roster that already had holes, that already wasn't good enough. You're down your best pitcher and what was supposed to be your best hitter, and this is what you're kind of left with, and it's a mess. I mean, you had your CBO last week said he hasn't valued communication. It's just, this is the 2026 Red Sox. They're going to make it. They've made it interesting in a lot of these games. They really have, with coming back to make it a 1-run game, but they're 0 for 30-something when they're down 3 runs, and that's just the story of the season so far.
Where do you go from here? What are we waiting for? What happens as they're off today, and then you've got Red Sox hosting the Rangers for 3 this weekend. They play on Sunday Night Baseball. It's like, what are we expecting here?
I don't know if anything's going to happen imminently because I think Craig Breslow is a little stubborn. I don't even know if he wants to sell yet. I think, if you were to talk to him, he'd probably say, look, I think we're some of the numbers that don't matter at all are trending upwards, and I think we're doing some good things since we switched the coaching staff, and this is still a team that I believe can make the playoffs. Look, we're only like 5 games out. Like, that's what he would say. They need to sell. Like, you need to strip this team down, sell it for parts, fire Craig Breslow, let the new GM pick their manager. You might get actually more yeses from GMs if you say you get to hire your own manager, and just start it over. Start it over after the lockout, and I just think that there is the 2026 Red Sox right now, I think, are dead.
So, if that's the case, at what point does that break through? We talked about this last hour. If the 2026 Red Sox are dead and you're not moving off of Breslow, you got to figure out whether you're moving off him or not.
Yeah, I think you have to. If I were in charge, I would move off of Breslow. I would strip the team down and sell it for parts. What I think is going to happen is they might try and take on a bad contract for a right-handed bat. You've got ownership calling other owners to try and grease the wheels for a trade because our general manager can't do his job. He needs an interpreter. I just think that it's really tough right now to be a Red Sox fan, a fan of this team. You want to be a fan of this team. You want to root for the players, but they're just, Jarren Duran, 250 hitter. He's hitting 205, 204. He's got 4 hits in June. It's just, and he's your leadoff guy.
Caleb Durbin hits 2 home runs yesterday.
Doesn't even matter.
Doubling his season total. I don't know how many he got, but you know what I mean? It's just like the things that you're getting excited about. A feisty loss. Hey, they didn't roll over and die. Okay. Yay. They lost 7-5. They got swept.
by the Rays, who are in first place.
Sure,
but still,
right.
Yeah.
But they didn't roll over and die. Okay. They got swept.
Yeah.
They got swept.
You're only 4-ish games out of the wild card because the AL is terrible and third wild card team is under 500. There are 8 teams between you and that third wild card spot. Like, you do have a long way to go. It's not just the 4 games.
Dairy Queen in Bangor, new DQ breakfast collection. You can enjoy a Cinnamon Toast Crunch dip cone, Fruity Pebbles shake, Choco Frosted Donut Blizzard, whether it's breakfast time or not. 668 Broadway in Bangor. DQ Happy tastes good. And stuck on the side of the road, Unitary Towing has you covered 24/7 statewide from breakdowns to lockouts. Get you moving fast. 942-4200, driven to be there when you need them most. Dean's Detailing's a leader in auto detailing for over 55 years. Renew your vehicle's appearance, protect your auto investment, look good, feel good in a clean, shiny car. Book your appointment at deansdetailing.com. And Acadia Federal Credit Union's newest location is now open on Wilson Street in Brewer, serving Maine since 1963 with branches in Bangor, Brewer, and Aroostook County. Learn more at acadiafcu.org. All right, Tyler, what do you got?
Couple things. We talked about this a little bit yesterday, but Brendan Sorsby, the quarterback for Texas Tech, who was caught gambling on NCAA football games while playing NCAA football, has been found. He's not found not guilty, but they're allowing him to play. They're waiving the rule breakage. I don't know the actual technical words for it, but they're giving him a waiver, allowing him to play, and that's causing a huge uproar, as it should, because I don't think he should be allowed to play after breaking those rules. And the ticket here not only goes to him, but to his head coach, who says it's crazy because it's not murder and he's not beating somebody. Great, yeah, it's just ruining the integrity of the game. It just because it's not murder doesn't mean, he broke an NCAA rule, broke a state rule, broke a contract that he signed, but at least he didn't kill anyone. Let's just turn the other cheek. Let's just close our eyes and let him do whatever he wants. As long as he's not killing anybody, it's the only rule these athletes have to follow is they can't kill anybody. It's a ridiculous comparison.
Who's letting him back in? A judge? NCAA?
It was a judge that was letting him back in, and I'd imagine that the NCAA wants to appeal that decision because that kind of makes a mockery of everything. But you can't open this can of worms. You really can't. You can't allow athletes to bet on the sport they're playing and then turn the other head and say, oh, he's just a kid. Oh, he was addicted. He's 20-something years old. He's making a lot of money. He's not just a kid. He's not giving it the old college try anymore. I don't really understand how you can let this slide if you are college football. I don't. And I don't understand how Texas Tech can look at it and say, yes, he clearly broke a rule that has been followed for ages, a rule that has been strictly enforced. Pete Rose isn't in the Hall of Fame because of this rule. And yes, he broke the rule, but he didn't kill anybody, so let's just give the kid a break. It's ridiculous. That is a ridiculous response to this situation, and it should be, they should fire the head coach for that. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, and apparently, I just double-checked, he was only betting on games that he wasn't in, and apparently he stopped betting, the week before he made his debut. I still don't agree.
I don't care.
Exactly.
He's on the roster. You are told, every NCAA athlete is told, we did sports radio with in college, student radio with a couple of guys who played roadie football, which was a D1 NCAA football. We were we're making a fantasy league. And they're I can't. NCAA won't let us gamble, won't let us do anything like that. They can't. You are told very explicitly, very clearly, the minute you're a college athlete, that there is no doing any of this stuff. And now it's absolutely ridiculous that they're he broke the rule, but it wasn't really that extreme. It's just that's a terrible. You can't just. There are rules. What are we teaching kids? There are rules that you have to follow. If you don't follow the rules, there are consequences. There's no. The rules aren't a suggestion. This isn't a toddler who's in his rules are a suggestion phase, and you need to, immediately. You have to enforce these rules to these people. These are grown-ups. You can't just teach them that lesson that they can do whatever they want if they're good at sports.
I would go so far as to say even for the life lesson, but even for the greater good. How many times are we going to, after the fact, have watched a game and found out that someone in the game had an ulterior motive other than just winning and doing the best they could? You know, and that was one, how many times do we have to go back and say, oh, Terry Rozier had a bad game in the Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Oh, yeah, I lost $20 on that. Oh, yeah. Well, it kind of turns out they paid him $100,000 to throw it. How many instances of this are going to occur before it just degrades our trust,
our viewing
in the process? Yeah, where you just turn your back on it. You almost. I'm sorry, Brendan Sorsby, if you are a product of addiction. It's an addicting thing. It's a new thing to be able to have at your fingertips, is to be able to make a bet just like that. You don't have to go to a sports book. You don't have to go to Las Vegas. It's a new, avenue for all this stuff. But you need to make an example of these cases because you need to nip it in the bud.
This guy, he wants to go to the NFL. He's a good quarterback. He could get drafted. You can't really say it's okay. You can play next year. Like the NBA did a very good job with Jonte Porter. They were like, you're done. You're not coming back. You're banned as soon as this is out of here. That's what you should be doing with this situation. There's no, we're going to bend the rules for Brendan Sorsby, but if his punter were doing it, they would have cut him immediately. Like if this were the backup lineman on Texas Tech, we're not having this conversation. He's gone.
Yeah.
It matters because Sorsby's really good. That's why they're trying to get him a pass, but it wouldn't be the same for everybody else on that roster. It wouldn't be the same for everybody else in the SEC. It's, it's special treatment for him as well.
Also, if you're the NCAA, you're going in a path here where you've allowed sort of the inmates to run the asylum with the transfers. There's unlimited transfers. Everybody's a free agent. The SEC and the Big Ten, football and basketball are almost more powerful than you are and can flex their muscle and say, well, maybe we'll just peel off and do our own thing. And the NCAA, something's got to give here just to get your arms wrapped around your existence, because it could end up being that it's like basketball and football, and then the NCAA just manages everything else. Maybe baseball goes off too, but it's like, okay, you're just going to oversee lacrosse and soccer. That's what you'll be the governing body of. And we're just going to run our own thing over here because football, basketball makes so much darn money that we're more powerful than you. We're just going to become essentially a de facto pro league.
Yeah, and the inmates also include coaches. Like the inmates are running the asylum, and it's like everybody under the NCAA. Look at Will Wade with NC State. Like he had his house on the market while NC State was still playing to go back to LSU, which he got fired from for recruiting violations.
So it's kind of a mess. And when you do have an example of this, like the Sorsby kid, you feel for him if if it's addiction, and you don't want to downplay that, but it's gambling and it's the bedrock of the sport. You can't be betting on the sport you're playing.
Yeah, it ruins the integrity of the sport. And that's, if we don't have integrity of the sport, then everything is WWE.
Yeah.
Sure.
And we're already seeing that get eroded. I mean, people constantly, after any kind of missed or off call in the NFL, oh, it's got to be rigged. Oh, this is fixed. And getting a guy in who could have potentially fixed games, I'm seemingly he didn't. But
who knows?
In the future, he could.
It's a little bit safer now, and not to excuse it with the apps, because like if you lose a couple of bets, no one's going to come break your kneecaps when you owe them the money. You know, like it's a little bit different, but still, it ruins the integrity of the sport. And if we don't have integrity in sport, we have nothing.
And I mean, it's just, you got to have safeguards in place. I'm not sure what it is, but if everybody has to, whatever it is, give their phones to be audited and to be checked, or not be able to have these things, but then people get burners. But I don't know, I don't know where you go from here, because then you're still always going to have the Tim Donaghys. There's like the Terry Rozier stuff's never going to go away. We're always going to find out down the line. I think Jonte Porter's an interesting example for the guy who for the Raptors was betting on games who they kicked out of the sport. He stinks. He
was betting on his under and then like faking an injury.
Right. And so it's like, okay, we'll make an example of you, but then when, I don't know, it pops up with Shohei Ohtani and we'll just all believe that it was the interpreter. Maybe it was, but we'll make that one go away, So
and Tim Donaghy too was like, I'm pretty sure that was like organized crime like involvement as well. Like he was like, it was a whole string of referees and everything like that. Like that was a huge like 20-page ESPN.
I mean, this has been going on since time immemorial.
Yeah.
I mean, like Henry Hill was fixing Boston College basketball games back in the day. So, it goes on. And now it's just more in your face. Let's see, the 26 Ticket Awards, 3rd annual, going to be June 22nd here at Sports Grill in downtown Bangor. The event's going to be broadcast live on Ticket TV at 929theticket.com and the Ticket app. 35 categories of excellence in the 25-26 sports season. Voting's underway now. Cast your votes for your favorite school at 929theticket.com. Back with more next. Northeast Driving School has been the leader in driver training for 57 years. Register today for driver's ed courses at Greater Bangor's #1 driving school. Call 942-1769 or register at northeastdrivingschool.com. I'm going to talk with Larry Mahoney in a couple of minutes, but I'm going to pose this question to you. First, let's hear from my question to you guys is, the Spurs give it away last night? Did they just lose the NBA Finals? Here's Charles Barkley talking about how things played out.
You asked me this last hour. Did the Spurs just blow the NBA Finals? And I said I still think it can go to 7. But when I brought it up, when the Celtics in 2008 they came back from that, I think it was 24 points down to the Lakers and won. You were like, I think they just won. I think that's it. They took their best shot and they handled it. Now, if the Spurs still won that game, it would have been very reminiscent of the NHL Stanley Cup Finals that happened this week when Vegas was up 4-0, blew that lead, but still came back and won. But then the pressure was on Vegas because they had just been outplayed for, the entire second half and probably overtime too. I look at this, I think the Spurs will win in San Antonio, but I don't know if they can win 3 straight against this Knicks team, just given how resilient the Knicks have shown us they are.
It will be interesting to see how San Antonio bounces back. It's at home. But it's 3-1, so they're going to have to rattle off 3 straight.
And the Knicks have won 13 of their last 14 games.
And so, at a certain point, you just kind of have to tip your cap to the Knicks for what they've done. They just the loss was their first in 46 games in Game 3, so it makes it interesting. But I can't help but think that like those guys just said, you can have a great comeback, but the Spurs were complicit in allowing that to happen and just sort of sticking with it and shooting those threes. And Celtics fans, we've seen that movie before, so just tough and interesting spot that we're going to see this NBA Finals shift towards. But I'll just go overall broad view of what we've gotten from the Stanley Cup Final, which gets back out there for Game 5 tonight, and for this one, it's been a treat.
It really has.
Usually, we do the show, so we're watching it, but it's with pleasure that we've been watching this stuff. To be a little tired, a little bleary-eyed after that last night, I couldn't believe what was happening. And the same thing with hockey. It's you got to be kidding me that these games go this way, double overtime, and so man, oh man, it's gonna be another tired Friday, but it's worth it. It's been so good.
We're watching them because we do the show, but last year, did you watch the Thunder Pacers?
No.
And neither did I. I did not watch that series at all.
See, I did. I really enjoyed it.
Should have had you last year.
Yeah.
Tell me about
it. You're aware of it, but Thunder Pacers was just that was non-fat frozen yogurt, no sugar, vanilla.
It was not the basketball I wanted to watch. This I'm watching. I'm locked in. It's a very, very fun series. And like you said with the Spurs, once you kind of get back on your heels, it's hard to then turn that back into a sprint in the fourth quarter. Once you've already let that lead go.
So it's 3-1 in the NBA. It's 2-2 in hockey, and so here we go. Buckle up, get ready, and you're going to hear from Larry Mahoney from the Bangor Daily News right after this. But first, I want to tell you about Casella. Good pay, good people, good life. Find your place at powerofhardwork.com and connect to the Ticket's social media channels on 929 The Ticket on Facebook, on 929 The Ticket on Instagram, sports.net.maine, and on TikTok. Our YouTube page is Sportsnet Maine, and Ticket TV is on demand. If you missed a game on Ticket TV, no problem. Every game is available on demand at 929theticket.com and on the Ticket app. All right, back with Larry Mahoney from the Bangor Daily News right after this. Don't go away. Hero Sports Grill and Entertainment Center. Official sports grill of the roast is Heroes in downtown Bangor and at herosportsgrill.com. Now joining us on the Heroes hotline, Larry Mahoney from the Bangor Daily. Larry, how are you?
Hey, Sully. Good, thank you. Yeah, that, of course, is Rare Earth. That is a Smokey Robinson song, first released by the Temptations. That's called Get Ready. That peaked at number 4. Pete Holbeck is the lead singer. He went by, and also the drummer, Pete Rivera. We changed his name to it, but he had 2 sons who were minor league baseball players and a daughter who was a very good college softball pitcher. So it's a very athletic family. But that song's, I never get tired of that song. It just got so much life to it. It was one of those songs that was released in The Temptations took it to number 29 in 1966, and then it went to number 4, peaked at number 4 for Rare Earth in 1970. And of course, they also had Losing You, Celebration, both went to number 7, and Hey Big Brother went to number 19. A band I really enjoy from Detroit, from the home of Motown, Detroit, Michigan. And there's our song for the day.
Yeah, it's good stuff, Larry. I want to get into some of the local stuff, but, as a baseball fan, I wanted to get your thoughts on the Boston Red Sox because we're watching, and it's just what we do. But in terms of, your viewership of this Sox team, is this as bad as you can remember? When's the last time it was this bad in Boston?
Well, they said I think when they were 9-21 at home, it was their worst home record for that period of time since 1932. The problem with this team, Greg, is they're not interesting. I was talking to a buddy of mine, Steve Buckley from the Athletic, who used to work with the Boston Herald and, of course, the Portland Press Herald, and he covers a team, and they are. I mean, it's bad enough to have a bad team, to be following a bad team, but then a bad team that can't score is even worse. This team is again, it's a big market team playing like a small market team. Now they did Garrett Crochet, of course, and Roman Anthony are both out, and they keep having setbacks on their return. So, but they never should be in this situation. I mean, they're a big market team. The positive thing is that in American sports, it's not like the English Premier League where you can get relegated. If you finish in the bottom three, you get relegated to the next league. So the Red Sox won't be in the International League, and they won't be in AAA next year. They'll be back in the major leagues. But yeah, I mean, they're not even worth watching. In all honesty, there's nobody. Sonny Gray's had a good year. Of course, Aroldis Chapman may be the premier closer in all of baseball, but this team just doesn't. It doesn't really inspire any kind of interest. So I mean, it's going to be a long summer. It really is, and. The weird thing is, as bad as they are, because the American League is bad in whole. I think there's only 5 teams over 500 in the American League. I mean, if they, which I can't foresee this happening, but if they ever go on like a 10-2 run or something like that, they could get themselves back in the wild card. But this is just like I said, it's as bad a team as they've had in a long time, and they've had some last place finishing teams in recent years.
Larry, when you're watching this team, like I'm watching, I'm like, they need to get rid of this guy. They need to do this. They need to bring in this. If you were in charge, this team, you said it, they're playing Major League Baseball again next year. They don't get relegated. What do they have to do to be better next year? Or even, do you think they do anything to make them better this year? Or you think it's time to sell it all?
Well, I mean, they've got another, I would say 3 weeks, maybe to a month to show us where they're going to be. Right now, you'd have to say they're going to be sellers in the trade market. But it's you never know. I mean, who knows? I mean, because the American League is so weak, I mean, they could go on a run and put themselves in the wild card. But like people say, I mean, the starting pitching the pitching's been pretty good. The defense has been decent, has been good, but they just can't produce enough runs. And I think I charted as of a week ago. They had 22 games in which they scored 2 runs or less, and they've added more of that. So roughly 45% of their games they score 2 runs or less, and that's just difficult to watch. So they never did address getting the big bat in the off season. They decided, I don't know why, because that's what they needed, and they didn't go out and address it. I mean, Bregman left, although he hasn't had a very good year with the Cubs at all, and they didn't pick up Pete Alonso or Suarez. I mean, they had sluggers out there they could have gone after. They elected not to, and so they're stuck with what we have, and I just don't see this lineup producing. I mean, I think they're next to last in runs scored and home runs. They're a type of team that has to put together 2 or 3 hits to score a run, and they haven't been able to do that. So I don't know what you do. That's a great question. I mean, they've got some good young arms, Tolley and Connolly Early. I mean, they've got some good young arms. I mean, so they've got a future with their pitching staff. But I mean, do you have to start maybe trading 1 or 2 of the pitchers to fortify your lineup? I don't know. But obviously pitching, you have to have good pitching. But we'll have to wait and see. But it's really tough to watch or not watch.
You got some good young arms in the high school baseball and softball scene going to be out there. Where does your assignment's going to take you this afternoon?
I don't know. No place. My wife is coming off major heart surgery. She was in intensive care for 8.5 days. She just came home on Sunday, so I'm pretty much here. I'm working from home, so while she is in recovery mode, this is day 15 since her surgery. There were complications; she had to have a second surgery. So, no, I've been just basically working from home. So, I won't be venturing very far until she's making some really good progress here in the last day or so, but it's going to be a long road to hoe. So no, I'll be working from home most of the time, and like I said, as she gets better, I'll venture out a little bit, but not for the time being.
Well, we appreciate you making time for us, and our thoughts are with you and your wife, and thank you for chatting with us.
Well, I really appreciate it. And it's our 46th wedding anniversary on Sunday, so I mean, no, it's she's, as you know, because as you guys all know, I mean, women are so much tougher than we are, and she and my mother, my late mother, were two of the toughest people I've ever met. So she's again making strides, and and again, hopefully she'll be in a kayak by mid-September. But right now it's just a matter of making her way toward a recovery, and she's a trooper, boy. She's tough as nails, and so that's where we are right now. But I really appreciate you guys and the show and all the support, all the love she's received and I've received from friends and people out in the community too. It's really helping.
Well, Larry, we appreciate you. There's nobody we'd rather talk to on a weekly basis than you, and our best to you, our best to her, and we'll talk to you again next week, all right?
Thanks so much, Sully. Really look forward to it. Enjoy those kids, man. Go get them outside. Get them running around.
Will do. All right, Larry Mahoney from the Bangor Daily News joining us there on the Heroes Hotline. Great to have him back and to have his wife home after a tough, 15 days out, like he was just saying.
Yeah, it was good to hear from Larry after missing him for a couple of weeks. Yeah, it was nice to hear his voice. Nice that everything's going well for him, and he's always got his friends at the morning roast here whenever he needs to chat.
And through it all, he knows one thing's for sure: the Red Sox stink.
Yeah, right. He's like, I'm not missing anything.
Yeah, just so he's still the bearer of the truth. All right, our takeaways coming your way right after this. All right, lots going on this afternoon. No drive because the crew is deployed to dual locations. Meslonsky at Hamden Baseball. That's 4:00 at Bordick Park. Mount Blue at Bangor at 5:30. That's at Mansfield. Marcus, where are you headed?
I believe I'm going to be over at Bordick.
There you go. 4:00. Meslonsky at Hamden. 5:30. Mount Blue at Bangor. Ticket TV. Got you covered all over the place. All over it. Tyler, what are you leaving with today?
Leaving with, great to hear from Larry Mahoney again. It was a collapse from the Spurs last night, but with a guy like Victor Wembanyama on that team, I would not be shocked if this series still goes to 7. And then, look, for 2026 Red Sox, I think it's time to put a fork in them. I really do. And it stinks because we got a show to do all summer, but I do think that was yesterday. The way they started that game and all the stuff going on with the injuries and the miscommunications, I think we're at rock bottom.
They can't lose today. So,
yeah.
We'll see what happens. But, you think this is rock bottom? Wait till tomorrow. We'll see. Marcus, what about you, buddy?
Yeah, those Rangers, oh boy. But I don't know. I am really worried that Wemby can't be 2016 LeBron James coming back from that 3-1. And I sadly don't think these Knicks are the Golden State Warriors team from that same year. I don't know if they're going to fumble it as bad as Knicks in the past have. I'd love to be wrong.
Let's
really,
see.
I would.
Spurs win next game, and Jalen Brunson punches someone in the face, so then he's suspended for Game 6, just like the Draymond situation.
Man.
There you go.
You could push it to 7. But what you're definitely going to have is you got to have the Spurs got to win, because what you saw last night, it was pure cinema, right? All those famous people, they come back, they win, they tip it in. OJ Anunoby with 1.2 seconds left. It was a movie last night. It's like whether you like the Knicks or not, with all of that happening, get it back to Madison Square Garden. Give us one more of those. Get it to Game 6. If you thought there was a bunch of celebs there, wait till it's a closeout Game 6 at the Garden. So Spurs hold up your end of the bargain. And you know what? Hockey tonight, let's keep it going. I mean, this is going to be 5-4. It might be 2 overtimes. It is going to be wild. So we'll talk about it all tomorrow at 6 a.m. Have a great day.
There are 2 types of business owners: those who are busy and those who want to be busy. Toast is designed for both, with tools to keep you humming and help turn grind into growth. That's how you turn busy into business. Toast, built for busy.
Today on the pod, we're talking to Megan, trapeze artist and scratchers enthusiast. So, Megan, what do you like about playing scratchers?
Well, they're easy to play when I'm hanging around.
Oh, okay. Like when you're relaxing?
No, like when I'm hanging on the trapeze. I swing upside down, then do a quadruple somersault, all while playing scratchers. Watch this. Ta-da!
Unbelievable.
I know, right?
Scratchers from the California Lottery. A little play can make your day. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to purchase, play, or claim.